dense is Lakewood? Not an insult, it's a real question, a question that's going to be decided by more than 100,000 voters. Lakewood residents have a special election on Tuesday to maybe overturn Lakewood City Council's decision on zoning and development. In a not confusing twist, not confusing whatsoever, yes votes mean residents want to overturn council's decisions, and no votes mean they want to keep them in place. Marshall Zellinger explains.
To use a sports term, the ballot issues on Lakewood's special election are a zone defense. The special election on Tuesday seeks to overturn 4 zoning decisions made last year by Lakewood City Council. But because this is politics and nothing is easy, what voters see may seem backwards. A yes vote on any of the 4 issues is a vote against the ordinance, repealing council's decision. A no vote is for the ordinance, keeping it in place. The ballot has 4 questions because council overhauled the zoning ordinance in 4 parts. Question 1 is about design standards, how buildings must look. It's also about parking rules, including eliminating parking minimums for affordable housing and for buildings near transit stops. Voting yes brings back parking minimums for new developments. No keeps the council decision in place to do away with certain parking minimums. Question 2 is about what can be built where, how big buildings can be, how close they can sit to property lines, and how tall they can be. Question 3 is the one that allows duplexes, triplexes, multifamily housing in all residential neighborhoods. Consider question 3 being the one that allows multifamily housing everywhere, and question 2 is the one that dictates the rules for size and look. Question 4 is about the zoning map and which zone each property in the city exists. Again, yes votes undo and remove the ordinances, no votes keep them in place.
This keeps me in business. Let's go back to what I said about question 2 and 3. 3 being the multifamily in all neighborhoods, and 2 being how they look and what size they are. It's possible voters could repeal, say, question 2, but keep question 3, and suddenly you have multifamily everywhere, but without the guardrails that existed under question 2. These, Jenny, are 4 of the more confusing ballot issues I've really ever covered.
Is this like a slate vote, all 4, none of the 4? Could it go one or the other? That's not how this works.
No, I mean,
Each individual one could pass or not.
Yeah, they could pass individually, but ideally the people for them and against them are slates, like this all in one. And so the people for repealing are mainly individuals contributing money to this. The people against are people who support city council, housing and multifamily housing and diversity issues. I think there's some concern about like this would de-redline Lakewood by allowing more multifamily where you didn't used to have it. So ideally you could picture out like who's really for and against from the money standpoint. But yeah, from a work standpoint, if 1 or 2 fail, that is going to be more stories than we know how to handle.
Good thing you can handle it.
Yeah.
You can handle it.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Marshall. Thank you.